This is my second take. I pray that there's some audio to this video. So I'm going to wait for folks to get in here and make sure that the audio is working before I start talking away. And then I do a whole 10-15 minutes of talking and then there's no audio. Tell me that y'all can hear me first. Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? Someone has to tell me that you guys can hear me. This is my second time trying to go live and they was saying there was no audio. Hi Joshua, can you hear me? Y'all hear me? Okay, good. So, hi. Good afternoon. This is y'all favorite Assemblywoman, Diana Richardson. I miss you guys tremendously. I am literally here in my Albany office. I've never gone live in my Albany office before. So welcome. And there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So I do have to be brief today. This morning, let me just start off by saying this. To know me is to know I have always been unapologetic and unafraid with my voice in the New York State Legislature. And I've been warning all of you guys about Governor Andrew Cuomo from the moment that I got here into this seat. And so this morning, literally as state representatives, we have been in a conference call for over 5-6 hours, deliberating how we will handle the governor and what are the next state steps for New York as we try to see our way through this whole COVID-19 pandemic. Recognizing there's a lot of stuff going on and misuse of power and information not being shared with constituency. And then the negative impacts of that, which is deaths of Black and brown people, deaths of our seniors. And then there's just a lot of work to do around all of that. And so I'm really, I'm not going to lie, the word is overwhelmed with just making sure that legislatively, the 43rd Assembly District is represented. We are also in budget season. All right. So all will be well. But I wanted to start off by saying that because I think that it is imperative that I come forward as the Assemblywoman of the community to discuss a local matter. Yes, Tamara, I'm in Albany doing the work, right? I wanted to really take this time, though, today to discuss a local matter that's been going on in the district and to, number one, really call upon the constituency in Central Brooklyn and at large that you really have to get civic-minded. I mean, when I say get civic-minded, it's about empowering oneself with knowledge so that you have a clear understanding of how things work, who does what, and where you as a constituent, where you operate within that. And I start off at this particular space because I have to address a very hyper-local issue, which is a serious issue, right? And it is around the Associated Supermarket and what is happening with the Associated Supermarket. And I think the address is 975 or 957 Nostrand Avenue. But to live in Crown Heights is to know that is the main supermarket in the neighborhood. It is my supermarket that I shop at and have always shopped at. Okay? And for those of you who are not necessarily from our district, but are listening into me, and in this moment, this particular supermarket, we all learned about it in the newspaper. All right. So all of us learned about it at the same time from the newspaper that the father-son duo, the family who's operating the supermarket, was given a 90-day notice, right? A 90-day notice. From time that the family received this 90-day notice, from the community standpoint, there has been protest in front of the supermarket on the weekends. There's been protests that has come to my office specifically, as well as the senator's office. Lots of calls, lots of emails, new groups forming. There's a new group now, Save Associated, who are depicting themselves to be a leader in this matter. And I needed to just come to address the community about this particular situation. And I ask you guys that, again, you have got to get civic minded. All right. Let's start from the beginning. And I cannot go too deep because literally, I need y'all to see this. Literally, as I'm doing this, we are still actively working on the things you've elected me to do. All right. So I want to address this though. And I hope that this will do. All right. All right, Nicole. Well, hold yourself, Nicole. Hold yourself. I given it to you at my own time. So, first of all, I want to say that this is not a new issue. This is not a new issue. Unfortunately, the issue with the Associated Supermarket, I am even learning, has started so far back to 2014. I was elected in 2015. So let's put some context around this, that the issue with the Associated Supermarket has started since 2014. And I need to also say that everything is not what it would seem to be. It is not what it seems to be. There is a level of this as your local elected officials, okay? And I'm speaking for all of the elected officials right now. That is your congressperson, your senator, me as your assembly person, and the council member as well. If a local business gets into some sort of trouble with their lease and the landlord, it is not our role as the elected officials to come now and have to report to you guys, the public, all the aspects of their lease and their particular situation. Now, in this particular situation with the Associated Supermarket, it is of concern to the greater community at large about what is happening with that property, what is happening with that supermarket, because the supermarket is like a public service to all of us. So you're really concerned about what will happen if the supermarket no longer exists. But please take your personal emotion out of it. And you have to recognize that this supermarket is on private property. There is a family who's the owners and operators of the Associated Supermarket who have a legal document and lease involved. There are lawyers involved. There's conversations and negotiations involved. And all of that is not sometimes easily reported in the expedited way that people would like to see things given to them. So I'm really saying to y'all, this is nuanced. It's nuanced more than anyone could begin to try to understand. There's a level of this where we have to still protect the privacy of the small business owner, because if you and your family were coming to us as electeds looking for help on a landlord-tenant issue, and then I come live onto the Facebook, or I'm walking around in the community and I'm sharing details of your lease, details of the history of your case, details on all of that, would you trust us to continue to help you? And then how would the next business owner want to interface with us as elected officials if we're going to go ahead and give out all the people's personal information? So again, there's this level of, where are you guys? Why aren't y'all answering? We need answers. We want it now. Pause. remove yourself, because what you're looking at is, you're looking at two things, right? You're looking at what will come of this land if that supermarket is not there, and I'll address that with you. And then you're saying, if we don't have the supermarket here, there's a level of food insecurity that will ensue in our community. But remove you aside, in this current moment right now, when we are discussing that supermarket, it's not about us and about what we will lose, and it's not about us. It is about protecting this small business owner, this family ran business, all right? And we are in negotiations, and you keep hearing all of us say we're working behind the scenes. Yeah, there is a negotiation. There is a conversation that is happening, and we have to respect that sacredity of that in order to get to the goal, which is all of our shared common goal. So I'm starting off by saying that because there's been a lot of attacks. And at this point, folks have leaked my cell phone number. Folks are calling my cell phone. I don't know if you think that that is the best method on how to deal with me, or at least a person like me. I can tell you that leaking my cell phone number and calling me 100 times about an issue that honestly is not something that anyone can control right now. I don't know what you seek to gain out of that, but I just would say that I don't think that is like really productive. What I will say is that I know the first thing, you know, many people did was go to protest and speak out. I will let you guys know that the protests are not helping the negotiations. I will say that. I mean, the public has a right to rally. The public has a right to protest. But we are dealing with a private property owner that has the ability with open zoning to build as of right and to do essentially what they want to do. Let's take all 71 of the folks who are listening right now. If this was your private property, the private property owner has the ability to do whatever they want on this private property. This particular plot of land is within the confines of Brooklyn Community Board 9. And I need you to get civic minded and Google and YouTube Brooklyn Community Board 9. And when we talk about the vulnerabilities of this area, it's the fear, what will be built there. You know why we're in fear? We're in fear because as a community, we haven't done the work. We haven't done the work of addressing the vulnerabilities in our community. And that is by way of zoning, okay? Zoning. Google Brooklyn Community Board 9 and zoning, and look at the folks that are falling out and getting arrested and protesting and suing and this and that. It is a mess, okay? It is a mess. So right now, that property owner, this is like a R71 zone, can go up 25 stories in the air, y'all. And for those of us who live in this area, we know that Plex building that used to be the car wash across the street, that is right there on the corner of Sullivan in Nostrand. We know that building. It's a luxury building. It is half empty. The property owner right now can go up 20-something stories, does not have to have any conversation with us from the city, the state, or the federal, and they also do not have to replace the supermarket. This is private property, you guys. And so I think that when we are talking now about having a seat at the table, there's two type of games you run. There's the inside game, and then there's the outside game. Now, a lot of people mistake my leadership. They mistake it because what you see is a lot of me running the outside game, aka speaking up, shouting, calling folks out, you know, doing what I have to do to move the ball on the outside game. What you guys don't see is how good I actually am on the inside. And you also don't see that I will exhaust the inside game and do what I have to do. AKA, you've elected me to lead, to legislate, to do so. I will work all the way within those confines until I feel we have reached the impasse. And if I feel we have to take it to the outside game and start protesting and come in and do that, then you know I'm all for that. I've never been shy. You know, like literally unapologetic and unafraid is in the branding of my name. And honestly, I have never shown this community anything other than the fact that I fight, I ride, I get it done. I've never showed y'all anything other than that. So at this point right now, you are watching us as legislators do the job you have elected us to do, to have the conversation at the table inside. This is not a landlord who has said, I am unwilling to talk with you guys. Had the landlord said that, had there not been some conversations going on in the back, then maybe you would see more of the elected officials out there standing there protesting, screaming. But honestly, for the position which we are in from the inside, it does not benefit the small business owner, and it does not benefit the negotiations for us to take that route right now. And I am a little bit, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit confused by the behavior of the constituency as to why it would be that people are saying, where's Diana? Where's Zelnor Myrie? First of all, the senator has COVID. Back up, okay? You're looking for Diana. I don't understand why you're looking for Diana. I'm a state legislator, guys. Please, you gotta get civic minded. You know what I feel a little bit? I feel a little bit a victim to my own consistency. And I think what happens is that because you hear me all the time, you see me all the time, people know I am active, people know that I am, I try my best to be on top of as many things as I can. I am a state legislator who represents a local municipality. So I'm a state legislator, but I represent the communities of Crown Heights, Prospect Office Gardens, and East Flatbush in Brooklyn. This is a issue that is happening within the city of New York, look like right now. And that is why you have multiple elected officials. We all do different roles and have purview and jurisdictions over different things. And where this particular issue is concerned, Councilwoman, the local municipality Councilwoman Lori Cumbo is leading because it is an issue happening actively right now in the local municipality. Look, right now I'm sitting in Albany. Right now, Congresswoman Clark is in DC, but right now our Councilwoman is in the community at home. So I need y'all to understand that even though she's leading, we are all at the table working together, and there's nothing scrupulous going on in the background. Honestly, there's no information that folks are holding from you, but you have to understand that not every situation is about you guys. It's not necessarily about you. This is a legal document. This thing has lawyers involved with it. At a certain point in time, there's but so much a state legislator or elected officials together can actually do, and we have not reached that point. So I really want to point that out. And then I just want to say that it is still a whole pandemic, guys. It's still a whole pandemic. It's a whole pandemic. And I need folks to act like it is still a pandemic. What do I mean by that? Mental health really is wealth. And this entire COVID-19 is a mental health battle. It is about us having to mentally accept that life is different. And there were several outlets that we had that are no longer outlets to us. And it is about us remaining, I have to really think about my words here. It is about us trying to remain positive through it all and finding your new balance while you find your new normal. And I'm human just like y'all. So I cannot do everything. Even though y'all love me and that's what you want of me, I cannot. I am only one person. All right? I cannot do everything. There's different electeds that are in different areas who are handling things, and you guys gotta back up a bit and let us do the job you've elected us to do. That's really what I have to say. And I probably went on longer than what I thought I was gonna talk. But what I will say is that folks are really trying in the back with this. And again, I can't stress to you enough that this situation is not all of what it would seem. Catch me. Read between the lines. Try your best. I know I'm not really saying much because I'm trying to tell you that I really can't say much. But I'm letting you guys know not everything is what it would seem at the Associated Supermarket. And if you guys knew all of the moving variables that's going on, you would be shamed for how some of y'all are acting with us. So that's that. But let's be positive, because that's where I want to land. I have been listening to a lot of sermons. So I just want to say to someone that, someone out here has to hear this. Life is really all about your perspective, and it's about how you see things. It's the same way a circle has two halves. I can stand on one side and see it, and you will stand on the same side of the circle and see it. And we're seeing the same circle, but we're seeing it from two different angles. So our perspective will always sometimes be different. And that is the way you have to see every situation. There's many perspectives that you can take. You could see everything that's wrong with something, or you could try to see the positivity and the beauty of it all. And I'm choosing to see the positive in all things that are around me. I'm choosing to vibrate on a high level. I am choosing to be intentional about creating happiness around me. I am being intentional about the relationships that I am maintaining. I am being intentional about creating balance for myself so that I don't lose my mental health, so that I don't break. And you have to be intentional about protecting yourself and your space as well, because we have to be in this Corona-19, which is about to be Corona-19, 2021, 22. We have to be intentional about being successful through this. And this is a mental health battle. This is a mental health battle. And you will be victorious with being intentional and having a positive perspective. So, look, all that I have said today is all that I could say. Folks are reaching out to me to have a meeting. There's nothing for me to meet with you about, because right now, with all due respect, it's not about you. The update that I'm giving right now is the general public update for all constituents in the 43rd Assembly District and surrounding communities. It is the general update. And yes, right now I'm speaking for all of the elected officials right now who are, trust me, and y'all know I've called elected officials out. I've done it all. Everyone is playing their role in the back, and I don't got load or water to carry for no one. I'm telling you, everybody is doing what they have to do in the back with this situation. And that Councilwoman Lori Cumbo is leading. So if you have inquiries, thoughts and concerns, please direct them to your local council person. But I want to say I thank you guys for being what we would call woke. I thank you guys for being activated. I like to see that folks are mobilizing, but I need you to begin to mobilize with the proper knowledge of who, what, where, when, how, and why. And also do your homework on the history of this community and the history of the vulnerabilities around that particular plot of land. And let me just flag the Western beef for you guys. Like those of us, wait, let me just say this. Before I was a legislator, I was a member of the community board. So I don't come to you today saying these things to you as a person who's unknowledgeable of the history. I was actually in it, working through it, right? And hence I know. But you've got to do your research on why we are where we are right now as a community and why you even have fear in your hearts. So go look up zoning. Go look up Brooklyn Community Board 9. Go look up what a R71 is, okay? I say a lot of terms, but I hope it's pen and paper time and that folks are writing down and doing the research, and then perhaps we could talk again. So I just want to say thank you to all of your love. Thank you guys for all of your love and support. And let me go now because we're back into legislative conference. I'll end by saying this, and this is back to Cuomo again, because see, I have to go back to this. Cuomo was in our neighborhood today. Cuomo came to Medgar Evers College, y'all. Cuomo is a fraud. Governor Andrew Cuomo is a fraud. He has never supported the Central Brooklyn, Black Brooklyn community. He has never supported us. And I need you guys to stop being complacent with folks just showing up and then press conferences and he trying to save face. He coming to the historically Black institution. Let me tell you something. You could stand up at Medgar Evers College and do as much press conference as you want, Governor Cuomo, but I don't see no money in the budget for Medgar Evers College. Okay? I don't see any money in the budget for Medgar Evers College. I also don't see money in the budget for Black Brooklyn. Okay? I don't see money. I don't see tangible resources that communities of colors need. What do I mean? We all say our community has not been properly supported, whether it be healthcare, housing, infrastructure, okay? These are all the things that made us more susceptible to COVID-19. If you really want to help Black communities and communities of color, it is not enough to, number one, come to push a vaccine in our neighborhood, because they sure have prioritized Black communities to get the vaccine, but they didn't prioritize our Black community to get testing when COVID-19 first came. I was begging, guys, begging for support for our neighborhood. And they didn't come to help our neighborhood. I have not been reading people their rights. Or, I mean, again, I have to conserve my energy. So y'all have to understand that every time I do one of these lives and I go on and I'm talking, it's a level of energy I exert. And I got to try to keep it together. Girl, I have to keep it together. But this guy is a liar. And I need y'all to go Google the Crown Heights Nursing Home. Google the Crown Heights Nursing Home and all the bodies that was piling up. And had it not been for the staff that started to protest in the hallways and somehow one of those videos got out, this is the only way we as legislators even knew something was going on behind the walls. They were lying to us. All right. So, you know, Governor Cuomo coming to our neighborhood, taking pictures at Medgar Evers College. That's cute, but that's not enough. And it's not enough. We need money. Fund SUNY Downstate Medical Center. Fund Kings County. Get some money into Kingsbrook Jewish, which is a part of your Vital Brooklyn Healthcare Initiative. Do something. Fund gun violence prevention. How about you do that? How about you bring real health initiatives to our community? How about you look at maternal health? How about you look at elder health? How about we put in some real reforms? But all this picture taking, Diana Richardson can't do it. I'm not going to be a part of it. My presence is a present. And so y'all have to understand, when I show up to something and when I don't show up to something, I'm sending y'all clear messages and clear shots. I cannot be used. I will not be used. And there's going to be a whole nother live that I'll do on Governor Cuomo specifically, but this is what I'm dealing with right now, because again, guys, I'm a state legislator and gotta navigate our community, through these turbulent times, which we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I just need y'all to get civic minded and to work with us. And just remember that it's still a pandemic and you got to allow people some grace, so that we can do the roles that you've elected us to do. So with that, I'm looking at the screen here. I see that conversations is getting ready to ensue. So let me go back and remain focused. But look, thank you guys for all of your love and support. Thank you for all of your love and support. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.